Hello everyone. Today we are gonna study chapter circulation of MDCAT biology. As you all know that now in MDCAT 45% biology question will come, which means 81 MCQs. So this chapter is circulation. Let's begin. What you need to know is that general structure of heart. Where is heart located? So the heart is located in the thoracic cavity between the lungs. In easy words, you can say that it is located in the chest. What is the function of the heart? The heart acts as the double pump to circulate blood throughout the body. It means that humans have a double circulatory system. It's a type of circulatory system in which the blood passes through the heart twice during each complete circuit. What you need to remember is that each complete circuit, blood passes through the heart twice. Pericardium. It is a double membrane that encloses heart, means the heart is covered by this pericardium, which is a double membrane, the outer and the internal pericardium. Or you can say the external or the internal pericardium. These are the two names. If you want, you can remember them. Pericardium is a double membranous sac. You can say it is a pouch enclosing the heart. It have pericardial cavity. What is this? It is the space between the two layers. We have pericardial fluid, which is filled inside this pericardial cavity. This fluid reduces the friction, means it acts as a lubricant and protect the heart from the overextension. What this pericardial fluid consists of? It consists of water, carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, white blood cells. Now you need to know that the heart have three walls. Number 1, epicardium. It is the outermost layer of the heart, which function is to protect the heart. You can say it is the protective layer. Then we have myocardium. Is missing here. It is a thick muscular middle layer which is composed of the cardiac muscles, and this layer is responsible for the pumping action. Then we have the last but not the least, third layer, which is endocardium. It is the most inner layer and it is really thin, very thin, and this layer lines with the heart chambers and the valves. How blood travels inside the heart? So first of all, you can see on the screen the structure of the heart. This is aorta, this is pulmonary artery, this is pulmonary vein, this is left atrium, this is mitral valve, this is aortic valve, this is left ventricle, this is right ventricle, this is inferior vena cava, this is tricuspid valve, pulmonary vein valve, right atrium, pulmonary vein, these both. Then we have the superior vena cava. We are gonna study these all structures. So how heart travels? How the blood travels through the heart? Firstly, the deoxygenated blood enters the heart from the vena cava. Now as you can see that we have two vena cavas. Number 1, superior, and number 2, inferior vena cava. Here and here. So the superior vena cava blood brings the deoxygenated blood from the upper side of the body. However, the inferior vena cava brings the deoxygenated blood from the lower body. So this deoxygenated blood from the upper body enters through the superior vena cava, and from the lower body it enters through the inferior vena cava. This all is deoxygenated blood which enters into the right atrium. So this is the right atrium, and from these two vena cavas the blood is entering inside this. From the right atrium the blood goes to the right ventricle, and then for this the tricuspid valves open. These are 3 flap valves. They look like this. From the right ventricle, the blood goes to the lungs. For this, semilunar valves open and enters and leaves the heart through the pulmonary artery. So you can remember the pulmonary artery takes the deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lung, and A for artery, A for away. So artery means away from the heart. This way the blood goes out of the heart through the pulmonary artery to the lungs. Now, the oxygenated blood, after being oxygenated by the lungs, enters the left side of the heart through the pulmonary vein. Vein brings back the blood into the heart in the left atrium. From the left atrium to left ventricle, oxygenated blood moves by the bicuspid valves. These bicuspid valves open, so the blood moves inside the left ventricle. Now, from the left ventricle, blood is pumped to the entire body. How? These are the aortic valves. These valves open the blood, the ventricle contracts, the blood moves through these valves to the aorta, and now the blood goes to different part of the body with high pressure as it leaves through the aorta, which is an artery. Now let's talk about the chambers of the heart. So firstly, we have atria. You can say atrium when we say the singular. So it's atrium. They are the two upper one, thin walled chambers, and their function is to receive the blood. So you can say they are the receiving chambers. Right atrium receives the deoxygenated blood from the body through the superior or inferior vena cava. You can say by the both vena cavas. Then the left atrium receives the oxygenated blood from the lungs through the pulmonary veins, as I previously told you that the veins bring back the blood into the heart. Then the ventricles, they are the lower one and they have thick wall, especially the left ventricle, as it have to transport the blood to entire body. The right ventricle pump the deoxygenated blood to the lungs. So the right ventricle have less thick wall as compared to the left ventricle, because it have to pump the blood to a shorter distance from the heart to the lungs. However, the left ventricle have to pump the blood from the heart to the entire body. Here it is written that the left ventricle has a thick myocardium, approx 3 times thicker than the right ventricle, and it pumps the oxygenated blood to the entire body. Then we have endocardium. This is same as I previously told you in the above slide, that endocardium is the innermost layer of the heart that covers the atria, ventricles and the walls, and it is smooth to avoid the friction. Endocardium is made up of endothelium cells. This entire